Hi guys, thanks so much for tuning into this video. I am Jay Theo. First off, happy holidays to everyone as we're about to end the year and enter a new year on this journey called life. Before we do, I want to discuss a mindset that I've been working super hard to put into practice. And not to sound cliche, but especially as we enter a new year with an all new set of opportunities and challenges. And the mindset is being more present in your life. About a year and a half ago, I was working a job I absolutely hated, and it would put me in the darkest depths of depression and drive my anxiety through the roof. And even after I was in my work days, I would spend my nights and weekends obsessively thinking and dreading my job. I punched a hole in my bedroom door, y'all. It was really dark times. And I've always had a battle with anxiety as someone who's always been an overachiever. And even after taking the steps to get a new job, I still wanted to improve my mindset of dealing with the inevitable day-to-day hardships. During my work hell, my therapist was the one that initiated this new vital mindset. She told me that if I worked on being more present with myself, I could at least at the bare minimum enjoy the moments away from work and give that gift of peace back to myself. And over time, I will learn the art of being more present and could utilize that in all aspects of my life and start to build more acceptance in just how things are. She further explained that sadly, most humans do not really live in their present form. They are floating heads, either dwelling on the past or anticipating or dreading the potential future. Which is wild because the past is the past and the present is the only thing that's actually guaranteed. Negative thoughts of ourselves and negative future fantasies, as she called it, which I think is a perfect description of the negative future events we create in our own mind, only elevate our anxiety and depression and boost our fear. Even when your present moment isn't a pleasant one, being present can still allow you to respond in a more beneficial way because you're elevating your acceptance of things that are beyond your control, which leads to the idea of respond versus react, the ideology of responding to moments in your life instead of reacting in a pre-programmed way. I further learned that this stems from the term radical acceptance, so let's get into it. According to verywellmind.com, radical acceptance can be defined as the ability to accept situations that are beyond your control without judging them, which in turn reduces the suffering that is caused by them. Rather than being attached to a painful past, radical acceptance suggests that non-attachment is the key to overcoming suffering. Now, non-attachment doesn't mean not feeling emotion. Rather, it refers to not allowing pain to turn into suffering. This means watching your thoughts and feelings to identify when you're allowing yourself to feel worse than necessary. And a way to do this by using this amazing tool called the emotional wheel that my therapist introduced me to as well. This tool allows you to better understand the thoughts behind the feelings you're having. You start in the center with your initial feeling or emotion, and you expand out to get more specific with your actual thoughts behind those feelings, which offers a moment of self-evaluation and limits self-judgment. The lack of judgment that is an important part of radical acceptance does not involve approval of the situation. Instead, it involves accepting reality for what it is and not getting caught up in the emotional reaction to that reality. Radical acceptance is most often used in situations where you can't fix or change what's happening or something that's happened that may seem unfair. And this thought process gives you back power in what you can control, which is yourself, which is you. Keep in mind, radical acceptance should not be used when you have power to enact change. Here are some examples. If you are in an abusive relationship where someone's treating you poorly or disrespectfully, if you are being harassed, taken advantage of, or not treated fairly at work, when you are intentionally not taking action out of fear, or when acceptance becomes an obstacle in you actually standing up for yourself or improving your situation. Radical acceptance is not an easy practice at all and can take a lifetime to master. So why not start now? Now, with all that being said, let's walk through 5 ways we can start putting the practice of being more present into our lives. Number 1, breathe. As simple as it may sound, breathwork can be an amazing tool to bring you back to the present and to also calm and ease your mind. Taking slow and regulated breaths helps prevent the feelings of panic and negative thoughts from taking over the mind and allows for more control during the activity you're currently engaged. Deep breath in your mouth and out through your nose is the foundation of breathwork techniques of Buddhist monks and meditation. As I've become very familiar with as I read the book Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty, which is one of my favorite books of all time. I think every single human should read Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. I'll also drop links to a few of the breathwork techniques in the description below. So the next one is even hard for me, but we got this. Focus on one thing at a time. Stop multitasking. More and more studies have been coming out recently that show the more you multitask, the less efficient, focused, and productive you become. And when you think about it, how can you be present in the moment if you're focused on more than one thing? That pretty much makes it nearly impossible. And multitasking isn't really multitask, you're just switching rapidly between tasks. While doing something that requires your full attention can seem overwhelming at first, the reward leads to more focus, engagement, and clarity for the moment or thing that is happening. Number 3, another one we all gotta do, y'all. We have to take breaks from social media and our phones. We all know being on our phones, scrolling on Instagram, scrolling on TikTok, looking at Twitter is a huge distraction and takes us away from the moment at hand. We've all been at parties where you look around and nobody's socializing, nobody's dancing, everybody's just looking down with their head down at their phone. And for you yourself, how often have you been doing something but then find yourself on your phone and then having to get back to doing what you're doing and then you find yourself on your phone again? We've all been there. This is a habit that negatively affects your opportunity to be present and aware, and one that, if not managed, could take over your life. So number 4, be a witness. Actually observe and absorb the world we live in and become aware of what you're actually doing. And Think Like a Monk, Jay Shetty references in his monk teachings that they were taught to drink their food and chew their water, which alludes to actually enjoying and tasting your food, which then alludes to actually being aware of what you're actually doing in that moment. Meals are meant to be enjoyed, and so is life. Lastly, do your best to be grateful for what you have now. Part of living in the present is being grateful for what you have now, not looking back to the past or looking forward to what you will have in the future. If you are constantly thinking about things you don't have, you're not taking time to appreciate things you do have right now. One way to practice gratitude is write a list of things that you are grateful for and review that list daily. Being gracious has far-reaching effects. From improving your mental health to having better relationship with others, being grateful is kind of a superpower that we should utilize more within ourselves. Living your life with gratitude helps you really appreciate the little wins that we always don't think about in our day-to-day lives. So all in all, I hope you can join me in this journey to being more present in our lives. If anything, I hope this video connects with you in some way that allows you to be more in the moment that's guaranteed, not the moment that's no longer, not the moments that haven't even happened yet. As always, do your best to stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you guys on the next video.